Good morning and happy Yule, wonderful people. Let's rise in body or spirit and deck some halls. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Roll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Passed away the old year passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la.
Rousing. Good morning. Welcome to our annual Yule service. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our annual Yule service. Whether you are with us on Zoom or here in person, we're glad you're here. My name is Jenni Gouine, and Celia and I are serving as your worship associates. Our service today celebrates the return of light, joy, and hope, which comes with Winter Solstice, Yule, and the holiday season. It is led by Reverend Roger, Reverend Lucy, and Sophia, our Ministerial Intern. We are happy to have special music by our choir and several great instrumentalists, and we thank Terrie for this beautiful altar. If you are with us online, you can find a copy of today's order of service on our website or through a link in the chat on Zoom. The blue sheet, our weekly calendar of activities, is also online as well as on paper. Our monthly newsletter and Friday message about the upcoming weekend come out by email. Please fill out a newcomer's form either by the link to our website or at the welcome table after the service so that we can connect with you. And we are so glad you are with us here today. Today is one of our circle services when all ages are together for the whole service. We invite adults and their children to sit together in the service. Of course, sometimes people can feel restless after a while of sitting, and if that happens, you are welcome to escort your family to the patio where you can hear the service, or to a table in the welcome hall where you can sit together and watch the service on the TV monitor. However, we will be inviting children to help today in the collection of the offering and in a special tree trimming ritual. Also, in a few minutes, there will be times when we will all create silence together, and we'll let you know when that happens. As with any service, if you can't hear well or if you feel distracted in the seat where you are, please feel welcome to move to a different location around the sanctuary. This is one of the ways we embody being a community of all ages and stages of life. Thank you for being here as we do this together. Here are a few highlights from the blue sheet. Did you miss out on joining a Soul Matters group last fall? Well, 3 of our groups are taking new members starting in January. Soul Matters is small groups that meet twice monthly to share deeply on themes also used in worship and religious education. For more information, email soulmatters@uuss.org. And we'd like to invite you to our candlelight service on Christmas Eve this Wednesday at 7:00 p.m. If you can't make it here in person, join us on Zoom because the service will be streamed. All of our Christmas Eve offering will support the Creation District, an arts-based organization which provides community and support to youth and young adults who are unhoused or at risk. Next week after the service is our monthly session called Exploring Unitarian Universalism, led by a minister or lay leader. It has rotating topics on the fourth Sunday of every month at 12 noon, and childcare is available. Today, after our service, our men's group will hold its monthly meeting. New folks are especially welcome, and it starts at 12 noon over in room 7/8. After the service also today, Irina, our pianist, will be playing holiday music in arrangements by the late Linda Dawson, a beloved member of UUSS. That also starts at noon. And today is also Soup Sunday, which will take place immediately after the service. As always, there is no charge, and voluntary donations are welcome. Please exit the sanctuary and then line up on the left side. If you are on Zoom, today after the service, we have 20 minutes for you to get acquainted in a breakout room. And if you are here on campus, you can check out the connections table and enjoy soup and conversation in the welcome hall. Once again, welcome. Next, we have the lighting of the chalice.
Good morning, and happy winter solstice. I'm Ministerial Intern Sophia, and our chalice lighter this morning is Evie. Please join me in our responsive chalice lighting. On this winter solstice, we look to the wisdom of wild things as we greet the shortest day and longest night. Like the fish that slow under frozen ponds, may we keep going even when it feels hard. Okay. Can we go back one more? Okay.
Elves to the blessing of light and warmth.
Okay. Like the bears that huddle down in their dens, may we have the wisdom to know when to rest. Like the seeds of perennials waiting in frozen ground to bloom again in spring, may we hold onto hope for the days to come. As we light this chalice, we come together to deepen our lives and be a force for healing in the world.
Merry, 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 merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. With a merry, 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 merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. With a merry, 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 Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Is there any more? Oh, my turn? Okay. There are a few seats right here in the front row. So if you're coming in, come on down. It's good to be with you this morning. Next, we will light our candle of compassion and resistance. In this ritual, we recognize the times in which we live, times of disruption and anxiety in this country and the world, when cruelty is on display and so many people are in danger. Our values call us to compassion and resistance. As we kindle this flame, let its light inspire us to bear witness to human decency, dignity, freedom, and the power of love.
Good morning. Feels like a very merry crowd, I would say. One of the ways that we bring our community together, share the sense of community, is by sharing our joys and sorrows with each other on Sunday. And I have several to share with you this morning. Delighted to tell all of you that a healthy baby boy was born to the Galizas family last Tuesday, one of the Afghan families helped by UUSS volunteers. The baby's name is Barakat Ullah, which means blessing of God. He is well loved by his parents and brothers and sisters. We send out our love this morning to Nancy Lust, who is in rehab recovering from a hip fracture. We also extend our condolences to Erica and Doug Kraft on the recent passing of Erica's brother, Chris Boardman. And we send out our love and care to Meg and Karen Gunderson. They were traveling in Asia when Meg broke her hand, and she's going to be okay, but may have to have surgery. But Meg asked for our prayers for Karen, who has to take care of Meg. So now let's all settle into our chairs and relax our bodies. This will be one of our times together in silence as a community. Take a few breaths and set aside whatever troubles or busyness you brought with you today. Maybe tuck it under your chair or throw it out into the meadow. Just let it be for now. In these quiet, shared moments, let us take a common breath together. And one more, breathing out with a sigh. Let us be open to each other and to the spirit of life that flows between and among us. We arrive in these moments together bearing our whole lives. We bring with us our worries and troubles, sometimes overwhelming. We bring our loss, pain, and struggle, known only in the deepest place of our hearts. We bring with us our pain for the world, for the suffering of our neighbors, and for the cruelty that we see present today. But here in the quiet of this time of solstice, of darkness, and of the longest night of the year, let us be joined with each other in love and release our hearts from these worries. For we know at the end of the longest night comes the return of the light. In this season of light, let us remember the goodness and love from which we draw faith. Let us take time to reflect on the freshness of this love, the grace of the small treasures of our lives, present. Remind us that we know the promise of the dawning day, even in the longest of nights. Here in this time of quiet, may we lift our hearts in thanks for all the gifts of our lives, pausing in recognition and gratitude. It is written that to everything there is a season. Let us find faith in this. Let us know this to be true. At this time of solstice, may we be open to the blessed darkness, and may we praise all sources of renewal. In the presence of this community, with the love in our hearts, the love shared among us, let us send this love out to our hurting world. Blessed be.
Happy Yule to you all. This sermon today is in two parts. This is part one. The winter solstice marks the starting point of returning warmth and sunlight in the northern hemisphere. Human beings have celebrated this moment in time for thousands of years in so many ways. Ancient Roman pagans hung evergreen boughs, for example, and Germanic and Scandinavian pagans burned a Yule log. Winter solstice festivals were so popular that early Christian leaders officially established a date right after the solstice to celebrate the nativity, the birthday of Jesus Christ. That's why December 25 is where it is, because of the solstice. Religious and seasonal festivals are enduring and reliable, yet they are also adaptable, and they have been adapted over the centuries. So have the identities of the characters whom we identify with a given religious festival. And one of those characters is Santa Claus. I'd like to tell you about his journey over thousands of years, 2,000 years, from early Christian saint to modern global citizen. One who is recognized the world over for his universal kindness and generosity. Saint Nicholas was a priest in the Eastern Christian Church in the 4th century, the mid-300s. His parents were Greek Christians, and he was born in land that is now part of the country of Turkey, and he became a bishop of the church in that land. As you can see on this icon, St. Nicholas was bearded like Santa, but maybe a lot of bishops had beards in those days. Because of his kindness, Nicholas is known as the patron saint of children and their protector. In the centuries after he was made a saint, children received gifts in his honor, and his saint's day on the calendar is the 6th of December. Starting about 500 years ago, folk traditions around Europe reimagined Nicholas as Father Christmas, and he began making the deliveries of gifts to children himself. For many centuries, people thought that he gave gifts only to Christian children. By the 20th century, however, Santa Claus had gained a reputation for showing love to all children of all faiths all over the world. You can take the slide down now. You might have a picture of Santa Claus in your mind if you have seen Christmas cards or holiday specials on TV. You might understand his job if you've heard songs on the radio or in the shopping mall or even YouTube. But do you know how we discovered all those details? It happened in the United States of America nearly 2 centuries ago. First, there was a famous poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas. It starts like this. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even the stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there." The poem was printed in a newspaper in Troy, New York in 1823. 14 years later, Clement C. Moore claimed to be its writer. Later, however, descendants of another person, Major Henry Livingston Jr., said that Livingston had written the poem to read to his children, and he had published it anonymously in the local paper. There is an ongoing scholarly controversy over who gets credit for that poem. In any case, thanks to this famous poem, we do know a few things, like the names of those reindeer, those 8 reindeer who pull Santa's flying sleigh. We know that he carries a bundle of toys on his back, comes down the chimney, and fills stockings hung by the fireplace. If you don't have a chimney or a fireplace, Santa will find a way. Also from the poem, we get a glimpse of his little round belly. We know that he smoked a pipe. He was dressed in fur from head to toe. However, The poem says nothing about the color of Santa's suit. For all the other details that we know about his looks and his job, we have another American to thank. And I will tell you about him in part 2 of the sermon.
And now it's time to receive the offering. Children who would like to help are invited to join an usher in the back of the sanctuary. Generosity is a spiritual practice. Out of this belief comes the practice of giving half of every Sunday's offering to a local organization whose mission aligns with ours. This month, our community partner is Family Promise. Here's an example of the people they serve. A young mom and her 2 kids came to Family Promise fleeing domestic violence. They had moved into housing, but the building was sold and they were asked to leave just as the mom's hours were cut at work, so she could no longer afford a place to live. With the help of Family Promise, the mom secured another job and put together an apartment sharing arrangement with another family. She participates in the Family Promise diaper program each month, alleviating what would otherwise be a major expense. Family Promise strives to address the root cause of family homelessness, providing the shelter, case management, and support families need to get back on their feet. Thank you for your generosity to UUSS and our community partner. This month's offering will now be given and received. As the ushers come forward, please join in our unison response. May generosity bless our world, and may gratitude nourish our spirits.
Part 2. Thomas Nast was a painter, sketch artist, and engraver. And he was the most well-known political cartoonist in U.S. history. and he was an immigrant. In 1840, Thomas was born in a city in Bavaria, which at the time was an independent German kingdom. His father opposed the government and was getting into trouble for it. So his father decided to send his wife and children to the United States. The father enlisted in the French Navy and served for a time at sea, and then he served on an American ship. 4 years later, he was able to move to the United States himself. Little Thomas was 6 at the time of his immigration, and 10 when his dad was reunited with the family. He had been baptized Roman Catholic as a baby in Bavaria and attended Catholic services as a child in New York City. However, when Thomas got married at age 21, he converted to a Protestant Christian church. His wife's family was connected to a number of leading artists, and soon his work began to be recognized. His engravings were published in magazines and newspapers, especially Harper's Weekly magazine, a popular publication, and he worked there for 25 years. Here you can see his own drawing of himself, his self-caricature, Nast the Artist. By publishing nearly 1,000 images, Nast had a political impact on this country and a lasting impression on the public imagination. For example, the reason that the Republican Party in this country is represented or symbolized by an elephant is because Nast created it. He was an anti-slavery radical Republican, and he chose an elephant because he said elephants are a sacred animal. It was other political cartoonists who had created a donkey and made it into as a symbol of the Democratic Party, and other cartoonists who had created the figure of Uncle Sam to be a symbol of the United States. However, it was Nast who used those images so frequently that they became imprinted on our minds. And he gave Santa Claus to us, the visual Santa Claus. On your order of service is a famous engraving of Merry Old Saint Nick by Nast. And here is that picture. Oh.
We already saw it.
This is Nast, so we need Santa.
We saw Santa.
Oh. So this is Santa. You saw Santa earlier?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So have you seen Nast? No. All right, so give us the picture of Nast. Okay. So that's his self-caricature. All right. And then now we go to Santa. No, now we need Santa. There we go. So in a moment we'll have Santa, and I'm going to ask you, what do you notice? Red, pipe, pudgy, a red suit with white trim, a doll and other toys in his arms, red cheeks from the cold air, a long pipe and a pack on his back. There's holly in his hair. From this point forward, from this moment forward, everybody would learn what Santa Claus looks like. Thomas Nast published around 70 different pictures of Santa Claus, so he must have loved Santa. From all these engravings, we know that Santa wears the red winter suit, and we know that he enjoys cookies if you leave some out for him on Christmas Eve. We learn from Nast that Santa makes a list of children who have been naughty or nice in the past year. And how he learns this information, among other ways, is by reading his mail. So, we have another slide. And on the left side of this engraving, you see Santa reading from a big stack of letters from kids. And in the center, you can see that he reads letters not only from kids, but also reads letters from naughty children's parents and guardians. And you can see a stack of them in the lower middle of the slide. And one is transcribed. Dear Santa, Tommy has been such a naughty boy that we think you had better not bring him anything this Christmas. Mama and Papa. Fortunately, you can see on the right side that he does accept apologies from children, because here he is accepting one from a child who says, well, I wrote it down because I can't read it on the slide. The child says, I won't do that anymore. In addition to all of the charming details that Nast has given us about Santa Claus, it is worth noting that he used Santa Claus for political purposes, especially during the American Civil War. Here is a picture of Santa Claus in a battlefield camp. He is pictured as one of the soldiers of the Union Army. Nast was bitterly opposed to slavery and harsh toward the Confederate rebels. In this picture, instead of a doll, Santa is holding a puppet in his arm with the name Jeff printed above it. This puppet represents Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy. And Nast has drawn a noose around the puppet's neck. Amid the holiday charm of Nast's engravings about Santa Claus, you can take this slide down. It's a little scary. Amid the holiday charm of Nast's engravings about Santa Claus, I think it's important to remember that he did not shy away from challenging what was unjust and unfair about his adopted country. For example, he attacked the greed and corruption of New York City's Tammany Hall. That's the name of the political machine of the Democratic Party, which controlled City Hall and much of the state government. There was graft, bribery, and violence for years. While reporters from the New York Times exposed the facts of the corruption, Nast's cartoons attacked the politicians and stoked the public's outrage. For example, here is his engraving entitled A Group of Vultures. These flesh-eating birds have the faces of William Boss Tweed and other leaders of the powerful Tammany Hall machine. Skulls and skeleton near their clawed feet identify Tammany's victims: the taxpayer, the rent payer, the New York City Treasury, liberty, justice, and the rule of law. This all sounds too familiar today, doesn't it? Though he had been Roman Catholic as a child, Nast became a harsh critic of the leaders of the Catholic Church and of Irish Catholic Americans. Irish American politicians led the Tammany Hall machine and instigated violence by gangs of Irish men. Nast may have been attacked by some of them. This is no excuse, however, for the vicious anti-Irish stereotypes that he put into many of his cartoons. And that is a serious flaw in his legacy. In contrast to that failing, however, Thomas Nast was one of the few political cartoonists in this country who defended the rights of Chinese immigrant workers in the face of bigotry and violence. According to scholar Michelle Walfrid, most other cartoonists made use of derogatory images and words to fuel violent anti-Chinese hysteria, and that was especially high in this state of California. It's frightening to me that hostile words used by our current American president to target all kinds of immigrants now were the same words used by white Americans in the 19th century against immigrants. In 1882, the Chinese Exclusion Act became law in the U.S., banning an entire ethnic group from immigrating here. Through his cartoons, Nast opposed this law and attacked its proponents. He defended the dignity, safety, and freedom of the immigrant workers. One more of his engravings is called Uncle Sam's Thanksgiving Dinner. He published this in 1869, a few years after the Civil War had ended. President Lincoln had proclaimed Thanksgiving as a holiday in 1863, and it was possible to celebrate it again in 1869, or celebrate it for the first time across the country in 1869. Remember that Uncle Sam represents the U.S. So he's at the table, and also at the table is the Lady Columbia, also a symbol of America. And around the table is a picture of who belongs at it. Groups at the table include men, women, and children. There are Chinese immigrants, formerly enslaved African Americans, Native Americans, European Americans, all kinds of people. In contrast to Nast's ugly cartoons about Irish immigrants, in this one, they also have a place at the table. They belong. Uncle Sam's Thanksgiving Dinner is Nast's vision and his hope of the kind of country we could become, a place where everyone belongs. It is still a vision and still a hope. You can take the slide down. Speaking of a place, there is one more thing which Nast's cartoons revealed about this jolly old elf in a red suit. He told us that Santa Claus is from the North Pole. This is important because the North Pole exists in international waters, and for the past several decades, it's been protected by a United Nations agreement. It is not in any country. The North Pole does not belong to any one country. And because Santa Claus lives there, this means that he does not belong to any one country. Santa Claus belongs to everyone, and everyone belongs to Santa Claus. Thanks to Thomas Nast and artists who followed him, Santa Claus has become a symbol and a reminder of our shared humanity. Whoever you might be, wherever you might have come from, and wherever you live, we all deserve respect and we deserve love. In this Yuletide season, let us be inspired by his deeds of universal generosity and kindness. We can be Santa's helpers in the work of recognizing every human being as worthy of respect and fairness and dignity and love. Let us remember and celebrate the spirit of love which knows no borders. So may it be, blessed be, and amen. If you come every week, you know we have a number of worship associates who make our services possible. And on this Sunday every year, one of those worship associates becomes an elf, one of Santa's major helpers for one of our traditions. So, Celia, would you lead us?
So this needs a couple of explanations for those of you who may not have been here before. Each of you are assigned a row, a number, for the 12 days of Christmas. We all sing on every verse, "On the blank day of Christmas, my true love gave to me." And then the row that's assigned to that number will stand up and give a gesture of a partridge in a, and if you had two hands, pear tree. I can't do it holding the mic, okay? All right, so just for the first one, do I need two hands? A partridge, let's see, wrong side. A partridge in a pear tree. This is your tree, this is your partridge. Just the first two rows over here. Put your hand down. Number 3. Okay, thank you. On the third day of Christmas, everybody sings, on the third day of Christmas, my true love gives to me, and then row 3, I've missed row 2. On the second day of Christmas, and then the first 2 rows here are going to do 2 turtle doves. I guess I didn't need mine. 2 turtle doves, but you're going to stand up when you sing it, right? 2 turtle doves, and you're going to stand up again, and a partridge in a pear tree, and sit back down. Okay, so you're going to get the most work in the front rows. Those of you who sat in the back knew what you were doing, I know. Okay, so the first 2 rows from the outer edge to the center aisle are day 2, 2 turtle doves. The first 2 rows over here are the partridge and a pear tree. From then on, we're 1 row each, okay? So on the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens and French wear berets. You have a beret on, perfect. Yeah, all right. So the hand gesture is 3 French hens making your hand into a beret. All right? 2 turtle doves, a partridge, and a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds, right? So they're calling 4, row 4. We got row 3 involved. Okay, row 4. Got it, perfect. See, and then, of course, I get confused where I am. We're going to skip the, 5 days. Okay. So 5 days of Christmas, what do? It's been suggested a seat at the 5 days should be an auction item. Okay. 5 days of, right. 6 days of Christmas is 6 geese a-laying. Wiggle your butts. Let's see you wiggle your butts over there. Row 6, raise your hand. All right, butt wiggles there. Okay. 7th day of Christmas, the swans are swimming, right? And you stand when you swim, of course, right? So row 7, raise your hand over there. Okay, you got it. All right. 8 days of Christmas. Whoopsie, I'm moving on. What do? You milk? 8 maids of milking. All right. Right? 9 is 9 ladies. 9 ladies dancing. And I think the ladies are going to be not quite golden rings, but at least both hands up. Ladies, I want to see you over there. Come on, men. Come on, men. You're dancing with the ladies. Okay, there we go. All right. 10. Lords of leaping. 10 lords of leaping. And lords leap with 1 arm. And if you're really agile, 1 leg. All right? But don't fall down. 11 pipers piping. 11 pipers piping. You got a pipe? Flute. 12 drummers drumming. And that's everybody in the, so it's the row 12 all across and the partial rows that are behind. Everybody got a part? All right. Here we go. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge
And that concludes our aerobic workout for December. Let's give a round of applause for the first 2 rows who had to do it 100 times. We have a tradition at this service of trimming our trees. Everything is all set. All we need is for each of you to come up and put an ornament on one of our trees. Now, let me ask our 2 helpers to come up. We've got Izzy and Diana into their places. Okay, so listen carefully. These instructions have changed. We're gonna line up on both sides of the sanctuary. Those of you who are coming up this way, we want you to come up the ramp. Oh, there's Celia going up the ramp. Come up the ramp. Here she comes. Faster, Celia. She's gonna get an ornament, put it on the tree, and then she's gonna return to her seat down the steps. Use the rail if you need to. On this side, you're gonna line up and come up on this side. Jenny's gonna show you. Here comes Jenny. She's gonna get an ornament. There'll be a nice person handing you an ornament. She's gonna put it on the tree. There she goes. Oh, she's got an actual ornament. There she goes. And she's gonna return by coming down here. If you need to use the handrail, it's probably best for you to go on this side. We don't want a big traffic jam with people trying to go back in the same lane as the people coming forward. I hope that makes sense. I hope that at least 70% of you were paying attention to that. Tall people, please, if the tall people could put on the branches and the little people on the lower branches. And if you brought your own ornament, bring it out. This is time to go. If one of you thinks that climbing, lifting, all that is too much for you, just ask the person next to you to please hang an ornament for them. And Irina's going to play some music. Or you think you're up for this, really? All right, let's go.
You're welcome to come up and add more after the service, but I see the Soup Sunday line is ready. So we will pause for a blessing and then for closing hymn. Let's take a deep breath. And let us remember to take many deep breaths in the days to come, the next few busy days. And let us behold the creations that we made by helping out, by joining together, by coming together in the shared spirit of welcome, of goodwill, of creativity, of joy, of respect, of love. And let us carry this spirit with us in the days to come. Blessed be. And let's sing.
Let's usher ourselves into the remainder of our season with People Look East. People look east, the time is near of the crowning of the year. Make your house fair as you are able, trim the hearth and set the table. People look east and sing today, love the guest is on the way. Further the word, the earth is bare, one more seed is planted there. Give up your strength, the seed to nourish, that in course the flower may flourish. People look east and sing today, love the rose is on the way. Stars keep the watch when night is dim. One more light the bowl shall brim, shining beyond the frosty weather, bright as sun and moon together. People look east and sing today, love the star is on the way.
As we extinguish our flames, please join me in speaking our shared intention on the slide. May the power of this gathering light our way forward with courage. In the days to come, let us remember that fear is outworked by hope and that hate is no match for the power of love.
We invite you to reach out to us in a spirit of benediction, reach out to one another as we reach out to you, and we're reaching out to you at home. We hope you're reaching back. Please repeat after me these words of benediction. May faith in the spirit of life.
May faith in the spirit of life.
Hope for the community of earth.
Hope for the community of earth.
And love of the sacred in ourselves and one another.
And love of the sacred in ourselves and one another.
Be ours now and in the days to come.
Be ours now and in the days to come.
Blessed be.